Welcome, everyone, to Clueless About Crypto. Here's our co-host, Blockchain Babe. Say hi.
Hello.
And then I'm Crypto Pedro. More on that later. Hey, Blockchain Babe, what's our tagline?
Learn crypto before your granny does.
That's what we want y'all to do. Learn crypto before your stinking granny beats you to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So
Exactly.
this is our first podcast. Right now, we're going to show growth. So on this podcast, you'll notice that you know, hey, Blockchain Babe, what did you say you were going to tell everybody on the podcast? Why you don't have your picture
Um, I'm I'm clueless about how to turn my video camera on.
up?
So that goes with the podcast.
Yeah, so we're going to show growth. Right now, I'm in my basement. You're going to see us go through the evolution of how a podcast is built, how you can use technology to enhance your podcasts, and you might even learn a little something about crypto in the process. I mean, that is what the whole video is about, clueless about crypto, right? So,
Don't forget about AI.
of course, we can. How can we forget about AI? You're going to learn some things about AI and see us actually do it, and you're going to see us use it to progress and grow our business. Okay, so this is our
Mhm.
vidcast episode number 1. It's going to be on how do I prepare for the Bitcoin halving. Now, you've heard it before, right? Bitcoin halving? Well, this was recorded on the 3rd of March. And as of now, there's about 50 days or so before the halving. The next Bitcoin halving is expected to be somewhere around April 14th, 15th, 16th of this year. It's based on the original Bitcoin protocol. Okay. Bitcoin halvings happen approximately every 4 years. And after every, you don't have to remember this, but these are facts. After every 210,000 blocks are mined. There were some previous events of halvings. And the halvings are important because you're going to find out how halvings determine the price of Bitcoin and how it goes up after halvings. But then there's some timing in there. It's not going to be the next day after, but it is for something of a long-term investor's purview. They would want to take a look at this and see how they can make money and make it in the long term. So you got to be patient. Um, Blockchain Babe, what's that saying that you say about the patient and the impatient and the markets?
So the patient makes money off of the impatient.
Right, you can take that to the bank. And many
Yeah.
patients have taken that to the bank and they've unloaded their bags at the tellers and they fall out because there's so much money. So, but anyway, I think you already know much of what we say here is not financial advice. So we have to keep that in mind.
Mhm.
We are investors just like you're investors or potential investors, would be investors. And so we want to just impart some of the things that we know to you and help you out. So follow along on the podcast. Don't forget, like it, subscribe to it, comment. Those are all
And
important things.
share it.
We're just,
And
oh,
share
yeah,
it because there's other clueless people out there that need this information. With this podcast, we want to take you from clueless to having a clue.
right. That's right. Some of those are your family members. You know who they are. Share. Sharing is caring.
Caring.
Okay. So around 2012, there was the first halving, and then it happened in 2016, and then the third one was in 2020. And so every time that has happened, the price has gone up. Now, Blockchain Babe will show in another podcast different uh, graphs, I guess you could call it. We call them charts that show how that
Hmm.
activity has happened and shows that there's periods of what we call accumulation or consolidation. Some people call it consolidation, where the price goes back and forth in a narrow band of pricing. and then all of a sudden, whoop, it goes up. So we'll show you those things in another video. Right now, we want to prepare you for the Bitcoin halving, and we noticed after talking just before this video that there were 7 things that we can look for, and that you can look for to prepare for a Bitcoin halving. One thing you got to do before you start any of the steps is understand Bitcoin's potential impact on the market. What's it going to do for the market? Because what it does for the market, and if you invest, it's what it's doing for you. So, number one, you got to understand Bitcoin halving in and of itself. What is it? What is it really trying to do or accomplish? And basically, it's an event. Again, it happens every 4 years, and it occurs where the number of new Bitcoins that are created and earned by people that mine them, they make them by having computer programs that run, and they actually make Bitcoin, okay, or mint Bitcoin. And these miners have their coins now cut in half. That's why it's called a halving. So if they had, let's say there was 100 coins out in circulation, there's way more than that. In a Bitcoin halving, you'd be left with 50. It's that simple. Just understand what the mechanics are so that you can understand what your actions can be later on. Now, this would reduce the rate at which the new coins are introduced into the system, right? Now there's half as many coins in the system. So if you have less of something and there's a demand, what does demand do? If you don't have the supply, the demand goes up. That's generally a principle of economics. And you don't have to have taken economics to know the principle. That's something you can even look up to identify for yourself. What else do we know about this? Well, what do you think? Blockchain Babe? Should people research historical patterns? That'd be your second thing.
Definitely. That would be number 2. Definitely research historical pattern, because then you'll know, in researching the patterns, you'll know that it starts, Bitcoin starts to go up a little bit, right? And then it ricochets up. There may be some points of some pullback, but basically the bull run, a bull run is called a bull run because, when the bull runs, it comes fast. And that lasts for about till 2025. So when I came in at the tail end of the bull run. That was after the last Bitcoin halving, and I got to experience Shiba Inu turn my $15 into over $500. So I came in after the Bitcoin halving, but with this Bitcoin halving, we kind of have to take a look at what has happened in the past so that we can know what to do. There's going to be some selling off, and you don't want to be left with the bag. I wouldn't sell off my Bitcoin. I would sell off my other coins to accumulate more Bitcoins, but that's not financial advice. And there's so many strategies that you can use. You don't have to use just one strategy. This is not a one size fits all type of market. The sites that I use to look at the history in the past of how the Bitcoin halvings have moved and occurred. I use Trading View, which is where you could pay for it, or there's a free version, but you just look at the charts and just see how it's went up. I also use, and I want this to be for everybody, beginners, advanced, it doesn't matter. Coin Market Cap is very good for everyone. It has an application. You could download it on your phone, and you can also go to the website on your laptop. So with those, you'll be able to find out the historical moves that it's made and go all the way down to, when was the last Bitcoin halving? It was around May 11th. So if you was to take a look at Coin Market Cap or Trading View and go to May 11th, 2020, you'll be able to see how that asset moved. It went up, went down a little bit, but then it just ricocheted all the way up. And then we had a massive drop after that. So we'll be talking about that, and we'll be able to show you that visually, because I am a visual person and I want you to actually see what happens so that you can get prepared. I want you to get excited about it. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out. Doesn't matter, because yes, Bitcoin halving happens next month, but you still have time to accumulate, because remember, I got in at the tail end on the last Bitcoin halving, and that was a year later. Okay. So so definitely you have to understand and research the historical patterns, and that will help you to see how to move in this space.
Excellent. Excellent. I'll put those links, CoinMarketCap and TradingView.com, in
Okay.
our description of this video on our YouTube
Mhm.
podcast. So we've seen research is important. We all know that research is important. I don't care what it is. If you want to buy tires, food products, drugs, medicine, yeah, any of those things, it's very, very important.
Crypto Pedro. Crypto Pedro.
Crypto Pedro.
Crypto Pedro.
Yeah.
No, you know what? This the third one, the diversification. That one is a good one too. That one is a good one that you're going to go into, and I would want to add to it after you're done.
Okay.
Okay.
It has been said, I know Warren Buffett said recently, that people who believe in diversification are idiots. They're fools. What he meant was just diversifying just to be diverse. They don't have a real reason. His thinking was, if I have 5 stock and they're all are top level 5 stock, and we're using stock, okay, we're going to say the same thing about crypto. If I have 5 stock that I have, and they are really top notch, and they're really high income producers, why am I starting to dribble my money into 50 other stock? You have a big 5. Well, let's look at the crypto space. Is there a big 5 or a big 10 in crypto? If you use Coin Market Cap, you'll see the top 10. Now, what this diversification is not just doing it for diversification's sake, just to say, oh, I got this weird coin or that weird coin, and brag about it to your neighbors. And as you watch it sink to the bottom, you've already done research using Coin Market Cap or TradingView. You've researched other articles about your crypto you're going to purchase, and now you have a reason to buy outside of maybe the top 3 or 4 that we're talking about now. Right now, we're really centering our attention on Bitcoin halving, but it is essential that you diversify into other coins that are not Bitcoin. Myself, XRP, Shiba Inu. I just got a drop for EVW. I got to look at it again. I'll remind myself to put it down there in the description about what I'm in. And what else did I get into? Of course, Ethereum. So those are ones that I'm into. So I have my own, what I call my personal big 5. They're not necessarily the 1 through 5 in the market, but they're what I personally have looked at and I like, and I see a utility or a reason why they should be there, and a reason why they're going to benefit from mass adoption. We're going to talk about that. And they will also benefit from having a relationship to the real world usage of these coins and their networks. So, what do you have to add about diversification, Octane?
I wanted to add this diversification that some people, well, a lot of people have been known to stay away from Bitcoin because it's expensive. but I did do a video pinning Bitcoin against XRP and
Right.
Cardano.
Mm-hmm.
And Bitcoin, in a year, if you would have invested in Bitcoin last year, you would have almost tripled your money. While with Cardano, you would have only, made 50%. With XRP, you would have doubled your money. But in this case, diversification is key because sometimes you have to see, I like XRP too, but sometimes you got to give a coin time to do what it's going to do. And sometimes when it doesn't do what it's going to do, it's okay because at least you have Bitcoin. It's okay because at least you have, other coins. That's where diversification comes in. You can't be intimidated by Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the king. Bitcoin is what started it all. I don't see I just feel like anybody who doesn't have Bitcoin in their portfolio doesn't really understand crypto. Um, it moves the market. It dominates over 50% of the whole crypto market. With that, it has tripled my investments while I'm waiting for my other investments to blow. AVAX
Right.
is another one that has doubled my investment. Um, and just, but imagine if I didn't have, certain coins in my portfolio, I would be waiting and waiting. And sometimes people get discouraged because they chose, those coins, but then they didn't choose the two major ones that dominate over 60% of the market is Bitcoin and Ethereum. I talk a lot about Bitcoin, but I can't leave Ethereum out of there. Um, so that's why diversification is key because, while you're waiting for, your coin that has use case, because you want to invest in coins that has use case. And with AI, I'm going to show you all this, how you can have a beginner can sit there and don't have to read the white paper. A white paper is where you will find the use case of the coin and stuff like that. You can have AI do that for you. And then you could decide for whether you want to invest in that coin or not. So it's AI makes it so much easier, especially for beginners. So I'm glad that we're having this podcast now with AI full blown because I'm going to show you how to use AI to even cut down on watching YouTube videos.
Yep.
But I'm going off topic here. But yes, diversification is key. Do not be intimidated by Bitcoin. Please, everybody should have that one. If you're in this space, everybody should have that one in their portfolio. That one, and especially Ethereum too. They move the market together. They're over 60% controlling the market.
Wonderful. And as you mentioned, TLDR, too long didn't read. AI is a solution for that. So you can get to information quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to go to our fourth point. Number 4 is risk management. That's a big term. It can be scary. You wonder, how can I assess my risk? I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm clueless about crypto. Well, in day-to-day life, you assess risk when you drive. Maybe you've had to get a procedure done, an operation or something like that. You assess risk. You assess risk even when you go into or visit other countries. You assess the risk. And so when you look at it, risk assessment is part of our everyday life. We just have to realize that we're doing the same thing for this commodity, this thing called Bitcoin that can earn us money, especially as investors in Bitcoin. Bitcoin trading is outside of the scope of this particular podcast because that's more intense.
Yes,
Just like
okay.
Blockchain Babe just said, she got in on the bottom of the last halving. The price dropped. That would scare most people. They go, that's too risky. Look at that. It goes up and down and up and down. Well, guess what else goes up and down? Have you ever had your heart monitored? You ever see your heart wave? It goes up and down too. You want to keep that going, right? It's the same thing with cryptocurrency, and we're talking about Bitcoin. The price goes down for reasons. It doesn't mean the asset is bad. It means one of many things. People will take profits. Now, let me ask you, blockchain babe, did you take any profits from your trading of Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency?
I wouldn't touch Bitcoin. What I would do
Yeah,
is touch the other coins,
the other coin.
and put, touch my other coins, take those profits and put it on Bitcoin.
Right. And when enough people sell, it looks like something bad is happening, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Those are
But I
opportunities.
do have a story. I do have a short story
Okay.
that
Share that with us.
I did come in at the tail end, right? I bought Bitcoin when it was 39,000.
Mhm.
Um, when it was going down, I sat there and was happy about it. Yes, I was losing money, but what I could have did is I could have stayed in at 39, because right now, today, Bitcoin is over 60,000. So I would have been in profit even if I would have stayed at 39. But what happened is it was going down. I sold. That's the last time I'm ever going to do that. I sold because when it went down to 16K, I said, oh my, I was excited. And I was telling everybody who would listen, please, this is the best time for you to buy Bitcoin. It's at 16K. And guess what? I've been in profit for 2 years. I've been in profit for 2 years with Bitcoin. No matter if it went down to 24,000, no matter if it went down to 34, I've been in profit for 2 years. Haven't touched it or anything. I did start a new position in another wallet because I did not want to dollar cost average into the 16K, because if I dollar cost average, I would want a dollar cost average when it gets lower than 16K. But with everything else, with that wallet, I leave that alone. With everything else, I'm a dollar cost average. I don't care about the average, whether I bought it at 24, whether I bought it at 39. I'm a dollar cost average. But that wallet I don't touch because I got a good deal, 16K, and I've been in profit for 2 years and it's tripled.
Wonderful. Bitcoin's current price is $62,676.77.
Wow.
So that gives you a lot to think about. So the risk management is about what have you seen in the past? That's why your research is important. That's why you're using reputable sites to get that research done. And also look at the history that the research will reveal to you. Now we're on point number five. Five, stay
Okay.
informed. Keep
No,
up
no,
with the
no, go
news.
ahead.
Keep up with the news, developments in the cryptocurrency space. Follow, again, reputable sites. There's a lot of things. Uh, uh, Blockchain
Blockchain babe.
Babe. I got to get used to that. Blockchain.
Hmm.
When we talk between each other, we don't call each other these things, right? So, but
Hmm.
um, there are there's a lot of information on Coin Market Cap, and Blockchain Babe mentioned white papers. That tells you a lot about the coin, the developers, all the information that you need to make a really good, sound investment. And that's part of your research. Your research will help you with your risk management. So, your research will also help you in staying informed, which was number five, which is what we just talked about. Stay informed. Use reputable sites. Visit them often. I mean, just take a few minutes out of every day just to visit the sites and see what new is coming up. Then we have number six.
Wait,
Number
hold on.
six.
I do want to add to number five with staying informed.
Yes.
You can check the sentiment of the market by going to crypto bubbles. You can see whether it's in the red, whether it's in the green for the week. That's going to show you the sentiment of the market.
Explain that.
You can even
Explain that.
use, huh?
Explain it. What is the sentiment?
It's crypto bubbles.
What is the sentiment though? What does that mean? To
The
those
the sentiment means how are people feeling about the coin? Are they selling off? And usually when I see that the sentiment is a lot of selling off, then that's when I get into position because I know after the selling off, then there's going to be some buying. And I
that's right.
also use Trading View because Trading View has the heat map for cryptocurrencies too.
Mhm, mhm.
And you can check the sentiment there too.
Yeah. You can kind of see how other people feel about it. That's what we're talking about. So up till now, if you were clueless about crypto, you have ways to get yourself out of that and become more knowledgeable because it is the future. It's already been around, what, 14 years total? 14 years? It's gonna be here another 14 years. So again, number six. Number six now. We're looking at consider dollar cost averaging. We talked a little bit about it before, and Blockchain Babe gave us the story about her averaging, and she even split up her wallets. She has one where she doesn't touch it, so she's investing long term in Bitcoin, and then she has another wallet where she actually trades Bitcoin, getting in and out
Mhm.
at different times when it's appropriate to maximize her profits. So, dollar cost averaging is important and it's easy to do a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. If you got $1,000 and you throw it all in there today, your average will be $62,797.77. Now, what if a few thousand people sell off just to take their profits and you see it drop down to 50,000? You're going to be in panic city. So
Mhm.
you want to take your time, and I say nibble. That's what I tell my daughter. She's got Bitcoin
Mhm.
too, and I say you want to nibble, and you don't want to just throw it all in there and go, oh, unless you want it long term, you're going to be long term, and you're just going to sit on it because it's going to go above 62,000. That is
There's
guaranteed.
only going to be there's only going to be 21 million bitcoins.
Yeah. Mhm.
So it's going to be scarce. So that's why it's a long-term hold for me. I will sell off my other coins before I sell off Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah.
My goal is to accumulate more Bitcoin. My goal at the end of the day is to at least have one Bitcoin. I will be happy if I have two. If I have three, then yeah, I'll probably sell the one and keep the two. But
Yeah.
if I don't have three, then I ain't selling. I can't.
Now,
No, but that's what I will use my profits to go here. To go to Bitcoin and yeah, like he said, the dollar cost averaging. You don't care whether it fluctuates up and down. It doesn't matter because to me, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, um, Bitcoin to me is the safe bet. I beginners should always start with Bitcoin because they're yeah, it fluctuates, but if you get into other coins and stuff like that, you're gonna sit there and be like, oh my God, Um, and Bitcoin does fluctuate too, but Bitcoin is my safe bet.
we will explain.
It's been running for 15 years.
That's right. We will explain more and more of this with other podcasts. They'll be shorter than this initial podcast. I'm going to break this one up and we're going to go through the points very gently. But in other podcasts, you might see some shorts and things like that that kind of give you what we're thinking, what we see, and we're also going to do some videos where we do reactions to other people's thought processes on Bitcoin that are in the industry. So that'll be very interesting. It'll help you become less and less clueless about crypto and more knowledgeable about crypto. So our last one, and we're going to probably do a bunch of podcasts on this one. It's the hardware wallet. Just like you have
Yeah.
a wallet or a purse where you put your valuables, your money, and what have you, your credit cards, your debit card, a hardware wallet holds your Bitcoin safely, because I think the one thing that most people think about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general is that the websites get hacked, the apps get hacked. And when they see that, it scares the bejesus out of them. And so they're not only clueless about crypto, they're very careful about crypto. And what we have to do is, how do we mitigate again, it's about risk management. Okay. We already talked about risk management, but this is a different way of looking at it. You have a hardware wallet, and we'll explain that. And there's more research to be done on that. And we will have other videos about that. And I'll show you our actual wallets and everything like that. You can put it in safekeeping in the wallet, and it's still earning for you. It's not like it stopped. It's not like the price just, oh, it's never gonna go above 19,000 now, and it's 62. What do I do? No, it just puts it in a safe place for you to get to it later. So there's certain things you got to remember. I'm sure people have heard, even though they don't know anything about crypto, they know about people that lost their USB or their wallet, or they don't remember the password or key or pass key to get into it. And now they got $1 million sitting on something they can't use and they can't get to. So we'll talk about that. Now that's a part of an appropriate risk management strategy. So basically, that's it. There are 7 things, and I will reiterate those, and I'll put those things in the description for you to go through. If this is one of those podcasts that too long didn't read, I'm going to chop it up so you can have timelines, and it will have what we're discussing at any part in the timeline. We'll make it convenient for you, because blockchain babes, we want people to be clueless about crypto.
No, we don't. We really don't. We want you all to get into the space, but we don't want you to get to think that this is a get rich quick scheme. You have to invest in your education. And I am more of a visual person. So, yes, in the next podcast, I will be more than willing to share my screen so that we can get the visualization of everything that we spoke about and more.
So much. So we're going to have graphs and things like that, things you can actually take with you that you can pin up, or maybe you can put them on your phone, download them to your phone, so you can have more information about how to remove the cluelessness out of crypto. So, blockchain bait, what is our tagline now?
Our tagline is learn crypto before your granny does. I love it.
And that's what we're here to help you to do. We hope you enjoyed this podcast. It was a little lengthy. They'll be shorter and sweeter and more to the point later on, but we thought we'd get one out there, and we're going to show you how we make progress in our own little studios and things like that, and we can help you on that journey as well. So I want to thank everybody, and don't forget, share, like, comment, subscribe. And I'm going to put little signage up here on the video too, so you can see that all the time. But it's important because we're trying to reach people who are really clueless about crypto. Thanks for your time.
Exactly. Bye, everyone.